Hey everybody, it's Glenn back in this video with Confessions of an ebayaholic, and following on from my look at the Blade movie figure, this is part 2 and I'm looking at Deacon Frost. Yep, part 2 people, get me being all fancy and spoiling you by not boring you to death with a single 42-minute video. Deacon Frost is of course Blade's nemesis in the first movie, and compared to the quality of the Blade movie figure we looked at yesterday, when it comes to Deacon Frost we are now going to descend quicker than vomit from Justin Bieber's lips onto a concert stage. Yet for the time being I'm going to stay positive, and I will say that Stephen Dorff's performance in the movie I think is really underrated, as after all a hero is only as good as the villain he faces, and Dorff as Frost made vampires dark and sexy in a way that was worlds apart from all the obvious cinematic legacy of vampires with creaking coffins and candlelit castles. Here's a closer look at Deacon Frost in packaging. He comes with the La Vida Loca Blood Beast. Oops, hang on, did I say La Vida Loca? I mean, of course, La Mugra Blood Beast. Over a decade later and I still can't get that bastard song out of my head. Looking at the card back, we get a picture of Deacon Frost from the movie. My camera is in focus, but this picture is so blurry. It looks more like it come from the sleeve of the bootleg DVD of the movie you'd have picked up on the street corner. Yet this is an officially licensed action figure, I assure you. I mean, to buy bootleg figures you'd have to be some kind of idiot. Reading the bio from the card back. Armed with his vampiric powers, his dark knowledge and his undead hordes, Deacon Frost has special plans for Blade the Vampire Hunter. Rising through the ranks of the vampire underworld, Frost has left a bloody trail of deceit and death in his wake. More ruthless and ingenious than any of his undead rivals, Frost has found the way to bring about the second coming of the vampire god and the end of mankind's rule on Earth. Only Blade stands between Frost and eternal night. Mwahahaha. So here he is out of package, and the 10 seconds I took to unpackage him feels like a pretty big waste of time now I'm looking at him. Thankfully I didn't have a myriad of untwisty ties to untwist. So if I said in my last video that the likeness to Wesley Snipes on the Blade figure was good, then I'd also like to say the same here with Deacon Frost. But if I did, it would be a lie so big I'd likely choke on the words. I mean, looks absolutely nothing like the actor. So poor is the likeness, I'm beginning to wonder if Stephen Dorff had even been cast in the movie by the time this figure was made. He's supposed to be a vampire, for God's sake, yet he doesn't even have fangs. Yet he does have blood dripping from his hands, either that or he's deformed and has a 6th and 7th digit on each hand. The blood does, of course, defy gravity depending on how you pose the figure. And don't get me started on blood, as we get the La Mugra Blood Beast, which consists of this mask you place over the figure's head to signify his transformation. It sure is terrifying, but not in the way Toy Biz intended. Look at the sculpt on that, it's awful. It's like a vampire monster based on a preschooler's sketch. You also get this attachable arm. It has a nice bubbling sculpt to it, with skulls appearing in it in relief. It attaches to the figure's arm. If you have the Blade DVD, among the extras you'll find the original ending to the movie, which has Deacon Frost turning into La Mugra, the Blood Beast, a huge, stupid, swirling whirlwind of floating blood. If you don't have the DVD, you can probably even check out the original ending here on YouTube. That ending was so bad it was dropped before special effects were even finished on it. But I guess this accessory harks to that ending, and I guess the toys went into production ultimately before the switch was made to a less effects heavy and ultimately better, more simple sword battle between the two main characters. Speaking of sword, we have it as an accessory for the figure. It fits into the figure's right hand. There he is, ready to do battle with Blade. The final accessory being a motorcycle helmet that fits over the figure's head. A bit large, but it does feature a visor which raises, which is a nice touch. This motorcycle helmet is from the scene where, to protect himself from the rays of the sun, Deacon dons the motorcycle helmet. Yet here it comes in handy to protect us from the unintentional horror of the figure's face sculpt. And breathe out. So in conclusion, I do consider Blade a juicy apple, and unfortunately that would make Deacon Frost a rotten tomato. Anywho, stay tuned for the final part, Whistler, and don't forget to comment, rate, share and subscribe. Bye.